Hello and welcome to this cozy study corner. Today I want to show you how I make my notes, how I fix them when I don't like them because I'm in a hurry during classes, and also how to import the templates that I made for you to Samsung Notes or to GoodNotes. First, I want to show you how I organize my notes on Samsung Notes. I have a folder for each subject, and the folder is going to match the color of the subject. For example, now I'm showing you mechanics, and I chose orange for it. Before I show you my notes, I need to show you how I create my notebooks. And for that, I'm going to show you how to use the templates. First, you need to go to the link down below in the description and click on it. Once you are in the drive, you are going to see two folders. One is for the cover of the notebooks and the other one is for the paper. The cover and the paper template is on PDF and image. That way you can choose which one is better for you. For example, I think that it's better for Samsung Notes the PDF and for GoodNotes the images. So, to start my notes, I'm going to create a folder and just call it folder. Inside that, I'm going to create another folder. In there, I'm going to put the books and the lectures that my professor might send me. I'm just going to leave here an example. You can just click on PDF and search for your lecture. Now to create the notebook, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to click on PDF and look in the download folder for the cover that I chose. Now that we're inside the notebook, we're going to drag to create a new page. Then go into the three dots in the top and go to page template. You have a default template, but we're going to go to download it and click on the plus sign. Now you're going to search for your folder and the template that you chose. So first I'm going to put the name of the subject in the cover page and then I'm going to start with my notes. For the title, I'm going to be using the highlights. I'm going to use the one that has the round tip and I'm going to put it in 15 and an 80% of opacity. This is something that I really enjoy of the Samsung Notes, that you can actually specify the opacity of the color of the highlights. That way you don't have to have a lot of colors, you just need to have one and adjust the opacity. I always put the date on my notes because I think it's easier to identify your notes. Maybe if you need someone else's notes or someone else's needs your notes, they're probably just going to ask you for something that the professor said on a specific class instead of asking you something from a complete unit. So your notes need hierarchy. You have your bigger title on top and then you're going to separate it with the subtitles or new concepts that your professor gives you. This type of information, I always put it with highlight. Then with a specific information that I consider important, I'll put it in a different color. I didn't put it in the video because honestly I forgot it, but if the professor says something like this page is important, I would put it in another color. Or maybe if I see that the professor is making a lot of emphasis on a specific subject, I'm going to be putting it in a different color. I usually put the bullet points indented inside of the subtitles. That way I remember that it's part of that topic. For my formulas, I like to put it inside of a little cloud, that way it's easier to find inside of the document. Sometimes I put next to the formulas or next to a specific information something in gray. Here I'm going to leave a note for myself for when I'm reviewing my notes. For example, in the formula can be something like, you can only use this formula in this case, don't use in this other case, and this type of things. It's really easy to forget when you are reviewing your notes, but then when you're in classes it's kind of obvious. So nothing is never obvious, just leave a little note for yourself. To put a diagram or a graph in my notes, I like to put the split screen. That way I can make sure I am choosing the correct one. To put the split screen when they are both Samsung Notes, you need to do exactly like I'm doing in the video. First, I chose my app to be splitted, and then I choose again the Samsung Notes. If you do it differently, it might give you an error, like it'll tell you that you can have two Samsung Notes open at the same time, but you totally can, as you can see in this video. Once I have my diagram in my notes, I usually just leave it that way, not to waste any time. But if you have the time and you want your notes to look cuter, you can lock the image and then draw on top of it, and then unlock it and delete it. It's purely for aesthetics, so it's not necessary at all. I usually just do this when I'm studying and I want to memorize the graph, so I do it on top of it. A feature that I really like is that when I am doing a line and I want a straight line, I just need to leave the pen hold and it'll do it automatically. Now my favorite part, the stickers. I'll show you all the ways that I know how to put stickers on your notes. First one is the keyboard stickers. You have the default ones and also the ones that you can create on your gallery. You're going to find them in the gallery icon. Next option is having an album with all your stickers that you like and drag and drop from the gallery itself. You just simply have to hold the image and drag it, and it'll automatically make the outline of the sticker. And I'm going to do a little pause so you can see this, that it's very important. When you hold the image, it's going to appear between the option Save Stickers. That way it'll store in the keyboard. If you don't like the outline, you can have another option that it's just copying the image itself and outline it yourself with the lasso tool. All the stickers that you are seeing in this video, I just found them on Pinterest. I just put cute stickers and chose my favorite ones. Now I want to make you some recommendations. For example, just have one notebook when you are having a course, so it's not too long, or a subject that doesn't have a lot of notes. But for long subjects, you should have several notebooks per unit or maybe per topic. And you should also mark your pages, that way it's easier to navigate through your notes. This tablet came with the GoodNotes for Android app with a year-long subscription for free. So I'm going to show you how to use my templates on this app too. In GoodNotes, you need to go to the Settings button and go to Manage Notebook Templates. Then you can choose the cover and the paper for your new notebook. You're going to go to My Templates and click on Import and choose the image that you downloaded. I think it's not that different from the Apple version, at least making the templates. The other things are a little bit different, and I am thinking about making a video about the differences between GoodNotes for Android and Samsung Notes. And now when you create your notebook, you can choose between the templates that you downloaded. Sometimes when you're in classes, you don't have time to do everything perfect when you're doing your notes. That's why when I get home, I usually do some little things to make them look prettier, and that way I'm also starting a little bit rereading my notes. first thing is that I always leave the space to make the titles that I always like to do. Then I like to change the style of the font, for example, to change the color to important information. There are two options. You can just use the lasso tool and click on change style, or you can use the change style tool. You click on it and you choose the stroke size and the color of the font, and you just need to draw on top of the letters and they're going to change the style. I'll do this with everything until I am satisfied with the information that I am highlighting. Don't forget that your notes don't need to be perfect. I just do this when I have the time and the energy to do this. Or maybe I just want to study, and while I am rereading my notes, I just do this to make them look a little bit better. Finally, I would just highlight all my subtitles and important information. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was helpful for you and that you liked the templates. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and if you like my content, maybe check out my other videos.